Hey, what's up? Here, Victor Joshua here, creator of the live game. The live game is a concept that I came up with the idea that God wants us to be successful in 3 aspects of our lives. If you want to watch it, go watch the video over there. Yeah, but in this one, I just want to, it's going to be a chit chat also, just like the last video that I made. But here I want to talk about the thing that you need to take care of internally and externally before you start selling anything to anybody, right? The thing you need to take care of internally and externally before you start selling anything to anyone. And selling here means before you start, like it could mean anything. It could mean products and services. It could mean selling your idea to your children, to your wife, to your investors, or anybody. Selling anything at all. So the thing you need to take care of internally and externally before you do that. Now, especially for people who are trying to start something newly, you're trying to start a business, you're trying to start to sell something, you're trying to go into entrepreneurship. You can either come from two places. You can either be selling from two places, and you can either be selling from the survival mode, or you can be selling from the value mode, right? So the survival mode is, I'm broke, I have no money, I'm struggling, I have nowhere to lay my head, I have no food to eat, like I'm gone. And I need to like make money, and there's this opportunity for me to sell this thing. And especially for those that sell courses, information products, or it could be literally anything, right? But like you're broke, you're poor, you don't have anything, you don't have where to lay your head, you don't have food to eat, but you found this opportunity and you want to sell something, and you feel like that's going to make you the money. Like it's going to make you the money so you can free yourself from all this problem, right? Survival mode. And the second mode is the value mode. This is trying to sell a product or services or service from a place of value, where you genuinely want to create value out there, and you want to sell that to truly help someone out there, to truly help people out there. And they're going to feel stupid for not buying what you have to sell, because it's going to help them with whatever you wanted to help them with their own problems, right? Not your own problems. It's their own problems. Of course, it's going to make you money. You're going to make money from it while you do that. But in your mind, you're not selling it because you want to make money. You're selling it because you're trying to help people. And just by being in either of these two zones, it can really help the way you sell. It can really help you sell, and it can either help you sell better, it can help you sell worse, it can help you sell less, right? And so the key word here is confidence, right? That's confidence. Like you're selling with if you're selling with in the value mode and you have confidence, you can sell, because now you're not depending on anything. You're not depending on now you're dependent, like you have everything you need. Not really everything you need, but you're okay. You're not thinking about, oh, I have not eaten today. You're not thinking about, oh, I don't have where to lay my head. Oh, you're not thinking about, I'm broke and I need to sell something. And so because if you're selling at that point, if you're selling from the survival mode, it means that the customers, the people that you're trying to sell to, your investors, anybody you're trying to sell, like even if you're trying to like ask a girl out, for example, you're trying to ask a girl out, and the girl can literally tell if you are very desperate and you just want to she can tell if you're desperate and you're not saying the truth. That's what I'm trying to say. She can tell if you're desperate and you're not saying the truth, that you just want to get her just so you can get what you want, and not because you want to provide her value, and not because you truly care about her. So all the customers, they can tell when you're selling from the survival mode. That's not a good place to sell from. So like survival mode is selling when you don't have anything, you don't have money, you're broke, you don't have where to lay your head, you don't have anything, you just want to put something out there, and so with the idea that someone is going to buy that thing, and you don't care about them if they're going to get value from it, you don't care about them if they're going to get the outcome, but you just want to make your money. And that's why, and that's going to hurt you And I don't advise anybody to do that because it's going to hurt you. In the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, you're going to look back, because don't forget, you're trying to build a life. You're trying to build something that's going to last and stand the test of time. In the next 5 years or 10 years, you're going to look back and see people like, and you're trying to sell something genuine at that time. And then, but the people who you've sold shit things to can now say to you that I can buy things from this guy because he don't care about us. He's the same guy who sold this crappy thing to us. He's the same girl who sold this crappy thing to us, and we'll call her and we try to ask for a refund, and they don't take the call, and they don't pick the call, and they don't have any customer care service for the customers. And so they basically don't care about the customers. They only care about what they're trying to get from the sale, just so they can escape poverty, or so they can escape, or they can buy their own houses, or pay their own rent, or do anything. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Now, that's not a place where you want to start selling from. You want to be on the value side. And how do you be on the value side? Like, when you are selling a product that you genuinely created from the standpoint that you want to help people genuinely, and that alone, and not because of what you want to get from it, there is an aura that comes out of you when you're trying to sell. There is a state of confidence that you're in when you're trying to sell at that point. Now you have the money, you have the house, you have the cars, and you're not really looking for those things to, because like, come on, you have those things, you're not suffering. You're not really looking for those things to like sell to people. You really want to help people, but we know you're gonna make money from it. You're gonna make money from it, but the idea is that you're not gonna be coming based off of the fact that you want to make money from it, and that's all that you care about. And so you want to be on the value side of selling something, and not on the survival mode, on the survival side of selling something. Because if you stay on the survival side, not only will you not be able to sell properly, or will you not be able to sell more, you also hurt yourself, because in the long run you have people saying, we don't trust this guy because he has a track record of selling crappy things to us. And so it's the same thing. I see a lot of guys, when an opportunity comes out, and they haven't really been the person that should be carrying out such a thing, but they want to jump on it just because they want to get something out of it, just because they want to like escape poverty, or just because they want to just make money out of it. And then so they go for it. They try to create something that's not deep, that's not really like valuable, but they want to push it and sell it, and use all the salesy and slimy words, and to be able to sell that thing. And when people buy the thing and they get to the other side, they see that, oh, this isn't what I thought it should be, and you lose credibility, you lose trust, and all these other things. And then when you have something better to sell tomorrow, these people won't buy from you, because now you've shattered your reputation, and now you're going to be struggling. And so I want to share with you the 4 things that you need to do. So you have 2 options: sell things from a value standpoint, sell things from a or sell things from a survival standpoint. The reason why I'm laughing is because I just thought about a story. Of somebody who was selling something, and in the advert, um, in the advert, I saw a lot of comments in the advert, and these were people bashing him and saying, don't buy his product, don't buy her product, no, don't buy his product, don't buy his product, because this guy don't care about you. When you buy the product, that's gonna be it. When you get into the thing, and you're trying to reach out to him, and you're trying to get counsel or anything, or advice or anything, that's it. If the member area isn't working properly, no one is gonna reach out to you. Nothing is gonna happen. They're just gonna let you be, and they're just gonna leave you alone. So don't buy it. So I saw a whole lot of comments like that for this guy, and I'm like, he must be really tough on this guy right now. Seeing all these comments, you can delete everything. And so these are things that I see right now, or that I've been seeing, and makes me wonder, like, why don't you just do the right things so you can get the right result, instead of doing the wrong things, and and just want to try to get something now, so you can get a result that's not going to last you and hurt yourself in the long run. And so now I want to share with you four things that you need to take care of internally before you sell anything to anyone. So this is for someone who is just getting started. You're like 20 to 25, 20 to 27. You're starting your life, which is fine. This is this is the age where you need to like try different things, fail, like do anything you want to do, so that you'll build the right building blocks to be able to get to where you want to be. And so this is for 20-year-old, 25, 27 people who really want to just get in the dirt and do the work and do the dirty work. And so this is four things that you need to have, because like to sell to people, if you don't have any money, if you don't have anything, it's going to be hard to do that. You don't have the confidence, because now you're talking based on the fact that you need money, and then they know that you need money, and then it's going to be written all over your face. The confidence is not just there. Whereas somebody who has everything, who has money, has everything, and has all these external factors that makes them be able to have the confidence to sell something. By the way, the external factors, the house, the cars, the things that make you feel good to do the things that you want to do and to sell the things that you want to sell without making anybody feel like, oh, I need your money. I'm telling you, you need to buy this product because you need it, not because I need it. And so there's no desperation attached to to that. And so now that you are here, you don't have any of this. You don't have money. You don't have where to lay your head. You don't have anything. The thing you need to do before you get to the place where you're going to get to, so that when you start selling something, you can now, even if you don't have any of the external factors, even if you don't have any of the external things that's going to make you embody confidence, like externally, so that you can now sell the things you need to sell without looking salesy and looking needy and all that. The four things that you need to do, the four things that you need to embody in yourself internally to be able to sell without looking that way, without seeming that way, right? And that's the thing that I want to share with you right now. The four things you need to take care of internally before you sell anything to anyone, right? That's the thing. So let's go. The first thing that I have here is sacrifice, right? The definition of sacrifice from what I got on Google is give up something valuable for the sake of other considerations. I'll give you a little bit of backstory. When I left my parents' house and I ran away from my parents' house and I wanted to go pursue a better life for myself, because I knew there was something more that should be happening to me and not staying here. And so I left, I ran away, and then they were looking for me, and I got to a place because I got a job. I secured a job. Divine. It was divine. I secured a job as a drummer in a church, and I had to travel all the way. And I got there, playing on a Sunday. When I finished playing on the Sunday, now I had nowhere to go leave. I had nowhere to lay my head. I had nowhere to sleep. So I'm done playing the drums. I'm done with my first Sunday, my first day on the job. Nowhere to leave. And so I'm here, and I'm thinking, where am I going to leave? Who am I going to stay with? And I started making calls, and then, someone told me, do you know one of your step uncle or one of your uncle, my grandfather's brother's son lives around this area. Do you know you can call him and find out if you can come stay with him? And so I take the call, I pick up the phone, I get his number, and I call him. And this is someone that we don't really talk. And now that I need something, I'm calling him. That's not a good way to do. And so I called this guy, and he says, oh, that's fine. You can come. But it's 5 people living in this house. I think 5 or 6. I'm going to make him 6. It's 5 people living in this very small room. It's a very small room. It's just one. And so it's 5 people living here. And if you come, you're going to be the 6th person. And I hope you're cool with that. I'm like, bro, I'm cool with that. I have nowhere to lay my head. And so he says, come to so place. And then I took a bus and I went to the place and I lived there. Now, when I started, I was working, and every Sunday I'll go to work and I'll go to church and I'll play. And then after the month, I'll earn money. And what I realized is that some of the musicians in the church, they had apartments, they had accommodations, they had all these things. But I mean, I saw that the life that they were living is just like from hand to mouth. And then they work to pay the rent, and then live a wayward kind of life based on the things that they do in the houses that they have, and that was just it. And I said to myself that I have two options right now, and I have to decide what I want to do. And so the first option was to try as much as possible to save all this money for a very long time to secure a very small and tiny place, a room, just a room self-contained, so that I can stay there and I have my own freedom. And I had a girlfriend, and then do the things that all these other guys do. Bring your girlfriend to the house. They come stay with you for 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 1 month, and live this kind of life. Do all the things you need to do, and even if it comes with its own consequence and everything, you have that option. And you have another option. You keep squatting with people, and you keep living with people. And even if it comes with the shame, even if it comes with the humiliation, even if it comes with all these things, all these negative things that it comes with, you have to just choose. And then you stay with people, and you take this money that you're earning and invest in yourself personally. Invest in personal growth, invest in courses, invest in programs, invest in softwares, invest in things, because you know that it's going to help you someday. And so I had to make the decision. And so when I was ready to make the decision, I was at the verge of going to just find money and then just go get a place. And so I squat with people. I lived with people 7 times, 7 different times. It came with a whole lot of humiliation, a whole lot of negative things, it was not even easy. It was bad. It was very bad. It was very bad. In the midst of that, I found meanings to life, and I found different things, and there was so much positivity that I can take from those events. But I tell you, the actually living with people is not, it's not, I'll almost not advise anybody to do that. But if you have to do it, do it. So I did that 7 times. I live with friends. I live with parents. Even when I was in school, before I dropped out of school in 400, when I was in school, I didn't have the opportunity to live on my own. I lived with a parent because we couldn't afford it. I lived with a parent, physically challenged parent, two blind parents with two sons who don't stay at home. So I stay at home every time with them after school, and I help them with things because they can't see. They're very loving people, very sweet people. And so all my life, I never had the opportunity to live alone. And so I did squat with people 7 times, but what I would do is that I would take the money that I earned from church because it's not even enough to feed myself for a month. It's so small. And then I'll take the money, I'll secure feeding. If I have to send money to my siblings or to do anything or to give to people, the people that I have to give to, when I do that, I'll take the rest, I'll buy something, I'll buy a course, I'll buy, I think it was at that time the courses were this how to buy products from China and sell. Those courses were raining at that time, and so I was so interested. So I'll buy all these courses from different people. If I don't get what I want from this guy, I'll see another one and I'm gonna buy. Hopefully, I'll find what I want from this guy. It's not hitting the thing that I need to hear. So I kept doing all those things, and I kept buying courses, and I kept staying with people so that I can have enough money to be able to invest in myself. So that cost me my freedom. That cost me a whole lot of things. In fact, I had a girlfriend at that time that broke up with me because I couldn't get my own apartment. She broke up with me because I told her I'm gonna save money, I'm gonna get an apartment because I was living with a friend, and all she had to do was to come see me in my friend's place, and she can't stay over because my friend is there, and so she has to go back. And so that's been all my life. All my life. Unfortunately for all these girls, they didn't have the opportunity to be able to do that. And so we had to fight because I promised her I was gonna get an apartment, and I gave her an excuse and said, hey, there's this thing I have to buy. There's this software that I have to buy, and I have to secure this thing. This is where I'm trying to go. I'm trying to create this thing. I'm trying to create that. And I need money to be able to run ads. And I need money to be able to do this. And I can't rent it. I cannot get the apartment. Victor, you need to do it. You need to do it. You promised me you're going to do it. You promised me you're going to do it. And I'm like, well, this is what I don't have the money to do it. I have to invest in myself. And so we fought, we went back and forth like that. And then we broke up. Right. And that it cost me my little girlfriend at that time. And so I did that multiple times. For 7 times, I had to live with people different times, different people, different set of people, and different experiences before, just so that I can invest in myself. And so the first thing that you want to do, that you're trying to start something, you're 20, 18, 19, 20, 27, that age bracket, this is all the things that you need to be focusing on. If I would even advise you, I would advise you not to get a girlfriend, because that's going to do you more harm than good. That's the truth, right? So that's what the first thing I did to sacrifice. I sacrificed so that I can take courses and invest in personal growth and invest in myself. And while I was doing that, I realized I knew a lot of things. I started learning digital marketing. I started learning, like, buying courses, learning how to sell. That was when I started getting obsessed with selling. And this is so beautiful, because, like, wow, so you can, because I mean, I don't want to sell to anybody one-on-one. I don't like it. I'm a very timid person. I used to be a timid person, and I still have that trait, but now I'm starting to get out. I'm starting to create something, because I know that it's going to make me poor if I don't get out, if I don't do what I have to do. And so I started learning how to be more out there, and I started learning all these attributes and how to speak, how to talk. So I invested in a whole lot of courses at that time. And so sacrifice is the first thing that you want to do. Starting out, you don't have the confidence because you don't even have the credibility. You don't have all these things. You don't have the confidence. And so start with sacrifice, invest in yourself, and get yourself to the place where you're deep enough to be able to create something that is worthwhile. And the second thing that is here that I want to talk about is contentment. Contentment, the dictionary meaning that I have here is the fact, is state of happiness and satisfaction. First of all, I learned contentment from my parents. My parents, so there's something I know that you have to add to contentment. You can be contentment and not become, you can be content and not be complacent, right? Be content with what you have, but not be satisfied and complacent about, oh, just because this is what I have and this is just how it's going to be. And that's how we're going to live. No, you can be content with what you have and not be, and not have covetousness into somebody else's thing and just want to have that thing regardless of how they got it. So I learned that from my parents. They're very content people. My dad tells me, do not let your eyes get into somebody else's thing. And if you don't know how they got it, and if just stay on what you have and be content with what you have. And so I carried that thing when I left the house, and it's the same thing that was with me. So my friends, when they would do all these little things, and when they would buy all these things, and when they would think that, oh, it's to dress this type of way, and to buy all these things, and to get this apartment, or to go drinking, or to go, clubbing and all those things, I didn't do that because I was content with what I had, and I knew that. And that was all that I needed at that time. So I had to be content. I'm trying to rush through this thing. This is already 23 minutes. And so contentment is something you want to have, because when you have to deal with peer pressure as a young champ, when you have to deal with peer pressure, you need contentment. Because if anybody can sway you, if anything and anyone can easily sway you to do something that you don't want to do, if anything and anyone can easily sway you to go where you don't want to go, and you don't have a mind of your own, and you're not content with what you have, no mind of your own, and you can't just stay put and just focus on the things that you have to do and just be satisfied what you have and be happy too in that thing. And so when I had what I had, when I had 2 shirts and I had two trousers, I'll be happy, and I'll go to church every single Sunday, and I'll shuffle them, and I'll look nice, and I'm content. While the other people were buying different clothes and everything and trying to look expensive when they don't have money, I would take all the money that I had and I would invest in courses that will make me be the person that I want to be. And I'll wear 2 trousers and shuffle them, and wear 1 shoe or 2 shoes and I'll shuffle them together. And people can literally say, oh, bro, you have 2 trousers, you have 2 shoes, you have 2 shirts. We know, right? I don't know. You don't have to do that. That's what I did. So, I was content, right? Now the third thing here is patience, right? And the patience that I'm talking about here is the ability to be able to delay gratification. The ability to be able to delay gratification. Patience here in the dictionary meaning that I have here says that the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. This one is very hard. This one is very hard because I think it's in the Bible that says that um like when you're patient, like you can be wary when you're expecting. Like I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it on the screen. There's a specific word that says that when you are hoping for something too much, you can be tired and you're not seeing the expectations. You have an expectation and you're not seeing the thing, and you can't get to the thing, and you're just hoping, and you can be very weary. So that's one of the hardest things to do, is to stay patient and delay gratification. Or you want this thing now, and then something is telling you that you're not ready now. You're not ready now. You have to just keep doing the thing. You have to keep being the person. You have to keep equipping yourself and keep getting the knowledge that you need, and not go mess yourself up out there. And so I'll give you an example. There was a time that I had a girlfriend, and this girl, she was the one that I had before I met my wife. This one, a little bit older than me, 3 years older than me. But the thing about her is that I think she wasn't at the marriage level. She just wants to get married. And aside the fact that she just wants to get married, is the fact that, hey, bro, what do you have right now? I want you to do A, B, and C. I'm like, yeah, I understand. I know that I have to be this person. I know, but I feel like I need to not do it now. And so she'll be like, and if I go and say, hey, this is what I want to do, she'll say, what about this other one that you said you were going to do? What about that other one you said you're going to do? You're not doing that, and you're telling me about this one. I'm like, oh, goodness. And so it got to a time that I was almost going to do something that I know that now, looking back, if I had done that thing, it would have cost me my reputation, the image that I'm trying to build, right? And so I wanted to go create something, and just because everybody was selling things online, right? Everybody was selling digital products and information products online. And so what I wanted to do was to go find something and just go get some things and just put them together and just try my possible best to start selling them. Why? Because I felt like I needed money at that time. I needed to be able to have something to show, because this girl is not going to get married to me and she's not going to date me or be with me because I don't have those things. And so I wanted to do things that I wasn't ready for. And so I thank God that something happened and I wasn't able to do that. I had to stay, and I knew that I wasn't ready for these things. The more I tried to do those things, the more it felt wrong doing them. And so that's why you see people today selling crappy things. There was a season in this side of the world where you see people just putting out things just because they want to make money. And then you see a whole lot of adverts out there selling this, selling that, selling this. And it's good to sell. You know, I'm always an advocate for you to sell something. I always say it. And when I'm teaching that you should sell your ideas, you should sell. But I also believe that you should know when it's time to do certain things. You should know, because you should be the person before you do the thing, before you have the thing. A lot of these guys haven't been the person. Now they want to do the thing and they want to have something, and they can't have it because you haven't been the person. You're not the person, right? You just go pick something here and you're not so deep. And then you just package it and then you go sell it, and someone buys them like, is this it? So this is everything that there is to it about this thing. I want a refund. And then now that you have something good to sell, they don't want to buy it from you because they know how you swindle them in the beginning, the first time you're trying to sell something. And so patient and delayed gratification. I have used this thing in almost everything about myself. I have used this thing, even up until like getting married. I've used this in everything in my life. I've denied myself the pleasure of getting something right now, and I've decided to wait and do the work and be the person that should be ready for those type of things. And so that when I have those things, then it's gonna be well deserving for me to have them. And so delayed gratification, patience, is also something that you need, because all these things are ingredients that when you put them together, I promise you, and you know you're doing the right thing, I promise you that when you will get to a point and you will know that this is the time, I'm ready, I have all the components that I need to put something out there. And if you're ready to put something out there, you would see how these things are going to help you to be the person. Even if you don't have anything from external, like even if you don't have any external factors to make you feel good and to make you feel confident about yourself while you're trying to sell something, these things are things you can build internally. These things are things you can work on internally, that you can actually have and embody them. When you embody these things, and when you're trying to sell anything, you're not going to be coming from a place of desperation. You're not going to come from a place of neediness. Like, you're not going to be sounding so salesy. Like, if you're trying to sell somebody on an idea and you're saying, hey, sir, I need funds for this thing, and I believe that this is going to be this is what is going to be the outcome. I have studied these things for quite a long time, and these are all the things these are all the work that I had to put into these things, and these are all the observations that I've had, making my research on these things, and these are all the findings, and I believe that this is going to work, and I need you to invest in this thing. I need you to invest in this kind of business. Now you're coming from a place of knowledge and a place of confidence, not from a place of, sir, I believe that, like, if you invest in this thing, we can make money. We can make money. Like, that's a different thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing when you're trying to woo a lady, when you're trying to woo like a girl, like, when you're trying to promise, because now you're trying to sell an idea to a girl, and you're trying to tell her to date you, and you're trying to tell her to get married to you. That's the thing. You're trying to tell her to date you and trying to tell her to get married to you. You have to sell her the idea of these things, and how you have to make her see the reasons why she has to do this, to do with you. And so, the point of the presence of patience, commitment, and sacrifice is so important, in making sure that you are the person that is worthy enough, that is worthy enough to have the result, that is worthy enough to be that person. If you go to an investor and you're trying to tell them that they need to invest in something, if you go there with confidence, they know. If you go there with neediness, they know. If you're trying to talk to a girl, if you're trying to woo a lady, and you're trying to talk to her with if I don't, like, I'm married to an American, right? I'm a Nigerian married to an American. When I was talking to my wife, when I was talking to her online, I could do two things to talk to her, and those two things would be the determinant for whether she's going to say yes or whether she's going to say no. I could either talk to her, send a message, hey, how you doing? What's up? How you doing? How's your day? Blah, 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 blah. And I start asking weird questions like, do you know about gift cards? Do you know about, and the first thing that I'm trying to say is, and I'm trying to ask her for things that are not even helpful to her, but things that are always helpful to me. Like, it's just going to be about me and how she can help me with this. Oh, can you help me buy this? Oh, can you help me do this? Oh, can you help me do that? And I like you. I like you, but we're talking about, you're a very nice person. And after a day, after 2 days, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Can you help me do this? Can you help me with that? Or you can meet her, talk to her, and make it all about her, and find ways to be of help to whatever it is she's doing now. Care more about her life, care more about what she's doing, care more about her business, care more about her, maybe her school or studies or anything, and you're more invested in her, and you're more invested in the things that she's gonna do that's gonna make her get the result that she's going to get. Rather than focusing on you, you focus on her. If I do this one, it makes me a trusted person, and it makes me come up with confidence, because the more I can talk to her, the more I can build confidence. Whereas if I'm asking for this and that every time, and I've never given anything, I've never done anything, and I'm asking for things, there'll be a time she won't talk to me for 5 days. And now that drops my confidence, because now I'm thinking all over the place, like, what's happening to her? Does she not like me anymore? Does she don't want to talk to me? And now the confidence is dropping because I know I'm messed up, right? And so now you have to do a lot of things to rebuild that. Whereas I'm here just about her, you. all the things you need to do, all the things you have to do, all the things you need to do. And I'm being helpful to her. And now she wants to talk to me every time because that's exactly what happened. She wants to talk to me every time. She was like, oh, I was thinking about the thing that you told me the other time. I was thinking about that thing you told me the other time because it was so nice. Now I'm looking forward to talk to you. That's exactly what I did to my wife. And that's exactly what made me more confident to present more things because I know that now she's seen me valuable enough to be able to help her with little things. But if I'm about the kill, I'm about like just straight out of the gates, just about the kill, just want to make the sale and all those things. And it's like they can sense it. That's what I'm trying to say. They can sense it. This video is very long, but I know that this thing is very important for you to know. So the people can sell, the customers can sense it, the investors can sense it, the people you're trying to sell on any idea can sense it. And so when you don't have, so for example, when you, like the external things that I could put out there for my wife is to show that I have a Maserati, I have a Ferrari, I'm living large. I don't have to do all these things. She might, I don't know, she might just want to talk to me. You know, some ladies are like that. My wife is not like that. I know she's not like that. Because she got married to me, I know she's not like that. But that's another thing you can do to make yourself confident enough to be able to talk to people like that. If you want to woo someone, if you want to talk to someone, that's something external that you can have. But what I did internally for myself to be able to talk to her, to be able to sell her on an idea was not to come with neediness, was not to come with the fact that I'm so desperate that I need you right now in my life. That's not what I did. I was cool, calm, and collected. That's all I did. And I was presenting my case and talking about the things that I can do, blah, 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 and how I can help you. And I was just making everything. It's the same thing. That's why I said selling. Selling is selling any idea. For you to sell something, it's a process. It's not selling a product and getting money. It's a process of you talking about something up until the point that you get them to give you something. That's the process of selling. That's the process. It's a whole process of selling, right? And so for you, 20 years old, 18 to 25 to 27, no external factors to make you feel good, to make you feel confident enough about you selling something. You need to embody these 4 things. And the 4th thing that I have here is endurance. Endurance says that it's the ability to endure an unpleasant and or difficult process or situation without giving up. When I was squatting with people, I had so many unpleasant situations. I slept on the ground, bare ground, like ground, hard floor. I slept for many years, for 2 or 3 years, 4 years. I slept on the ground because I could living with people. Sometimes I think I live with people. I live with someone. In fact, from the beginning. So I told you, there's 5 guys in the house. I'm going to go join them. And it's one bed. And how is it possible that 5 guys will sleep on one bed? And so the people that are there, of course, as the new guy, they want you to feel comfortable. And so I slept on the bed for a while. After a while, I started sleeping on the floor. The next place that I went to, same thing on the floor. The bed, the width of the bed wasn't up to this that they gave us. It wasn't a church premises. That wasn't my church. But I had to beg to live there. And so because I would help the drummer to cover up on a Wednesday and play the drums. So I had the opportunity to be able to stay there. I stayed there for a year before I got kicked out. And so the bed was literally like this. And so it's like you're sleeping on the floor. When I left there and I found purpose, and that day that I found purpose was the day they kicked me out, and I go live in church for like a few days. When I finish playing in my church and everybody goes home, I'll pretend as though I'm going home, and I'll walk back to the church and I'll lay down to sleep. In the morning, and I was like in the morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'll stay there like that, and I'll pray and I'll do all these things. And on Sunday, I'll go out, and I'll, like in the morning, I'll wake up by 6 or 5 a.m. I'll take my bath in the church and dress up, and I stay in the church. Everybody comes to meet me. Like, oh, you're so early to church. I'm like, yeah, I'm so early. Like, I just had to wake up very early today. And that's how I did for like a week or so before I went to live somewhere else. And so I had all this moment of sleeping on the ground. And the next place I went to was also the same thing. Like, there was a time that I was living with a guy, and then the girlfriend had to come, or somebody had to come, and then I'll be the one to sleep on the ground, and that person sleeps on the bed with this guy. And so these are moments that I had to endure. these were moments that I had to endure, because you have to endure this moment without giving up, right? Without giving in. And so if you can do these four things, you're building, it's called a building block. You're building something that is gonna be worth it. You're building something that's gonna help you. You might not know it now. I'm saying this with all confidence. I'm saying this with all the passion in my heart, with all the energy that I have inside of me, that this thing is worth it. Like, if you have to live like that to be able to get to the place that you need to get to, do it. If you have to live like that, if you have to deny yourself of certain things, deny yourself of good food, deny yourself of good shelter, deny yourself of a girlfriend too. If you have to do that, please do it. If you know where you're going, if you know what you're trying to achieve. And so, because if you embody all these things, it helps you when you're ready to sell something, when you're ready to do something. You're not gonna, even though you need the money, even though you truly need to make the sale to be able to get the money, even though you do, but you're not gonna be going, you're not gonna be entering into the court with desperation. You're not going to be going that way. You're not going to be going with desperation. You're going to be going with so much confidence. And the confidence doesn't come from the things that you can see. It doesn't come from the cars, the houses, the dresses, the clothes, anything. It comes from within. And so you have to embody this thing, because you have to be the person before you can have the thing. You have to be the person before you can do the things and make you have the thing. And so do these four things, and always function from a place of value. Do not function from a place of what? Neediness, from a place of, survival mode. So that's all I have for you today. I'm sure this is a very, very long video. This is the longest video that I've ever made on this channel. It's 41 minutes, getting to 42 minutes. But I hope this makes sense to you. I hope this helps someone out there. Take care of yourself. God bless you. Take it easy.